So today is not just another session. Today is, I'm going to call it a call to arms. This is a call to action. And this is a call to action for your dreams, for your healing, for your next level. You see, the world will tell us to settle. The world will tell us to shrink, to hide your light, right? But listen, the devil is a liar because not here, not tonight. We are not shrinking away. We are not hiding. We are here to rise. And here we dive into words, to wisdom, and into the truth that helps to rebuild us. So this session is not about surface level inspiration, right? This session tonight is a little bit different. It's about the things that hit, the things that shake you up, right? And the things that really wake you up, and the quotes and the words that I listen to wake me up. And these quotes that I'm going to be giving you this evening, these are quotes that I carry with me that help me day by day. And they're like mirrors sometimes when I recite them to myself. I have them typed out, I have them stuck around the place as reminders. And to me, they're like medicine. So this is what I'm sharing with you tonight. So they're really the wake up calls that you didn't know that you needed. So I see there we've got some new names on the call this evening. So let me explain to you how this works. As I talk, I'm going to call numbers out and I'm going to ask for a little bit of interaction. And the more interactive you get, the more interactive I get, the more excited I get, and the better session you get. Okay. So here's the first one. Drop a one in the chat if you're ready to stop negotiating with your potential. Andrew was first in there. One, Shane, amazing, Mandy, Emmy, JJ, James, Deborah's new phone, amazing, Nicola, Queenie, and I see the ones coming through. Marco, I love it. Louisa, Rosalind, Walter, boy, you guys are on fire tonight. And drop a two in the chat if you are ready to say yes to the version of you that has been waiting to rise. And I see those twos coming in. Denise, Mandy, Queenie, Louisa, Carly, James, Emmy, Deborah. I see them coming through quickly. Nicola, amazing, amazing, amazing. Amazing. So let's kick it off. But before I formally start the session, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Michelle Jenny, and I am here to motivate you. So confidence on, doubt off. Let's go. So I am a business coach and an identity mentor. I'm also a serial entrepreneur and an award-winning motivational speaker, as well as a wife and a mother and all kinds of other stuff. Now, I help others just like me, just like you, to discover your true self, okay? I will shift your mindset, build your self-esteem and your confidence so that you can go on to achieve your goals and build thriving businesses and thriving careers, okay? So you can choose to pay attention over the next 30 minutes or so. That is, of course, your choice. I do recommend that you do pay attention, and if you can, minimize distractions and listen with an open mind. And if you are anything like me, you're going to want to grab a pen and some paper because you are going to want to take notes this evening, okay? It is my belief that the information that I share on these calls every Sunday can change your life if you put some of these steps into action. And with that being said, let's kick it off with the first one. The first quote that I'm going to tell you about tonight is becoming the best version of yourself comes with a lot of goodbyes. So this quote here, this is a reminder. This one hits me right in the soul. It reminds me and it reminds you that true growth, the kind that takes you to new heights and new opportunities, requires letting go. It requires letting go of old habits, letting go of limiting beliefs, toxic environments. This is the hard one. People that drain you, and even outdated versions of yourself. And it's not always easy, but every goodbye creates a space for a new hello. So that's what you need to keep in mind. Every time you say goodbye to something that's draining you, it is creating a space for a new opportunity, for new connections, for a stronger and more aligned you. Okay, so in life, you outgrow places, you outgrow mindsets, and sometimes you will even outgrow relationships. But that's not a loss. That's proof that you are leveling up. Okay, so keep it in mind. And in business, especially in business, when you're ready to grow in business, It's going to mean saying goodbye to those comfort zones, okay? It might mean shifting your brand. It might mean leaving behind collaborations that no longer serve you, that no longer serve your vision, okay? Because your growth demands that you let go of these ties, right? And it's all about saying goodbye to self-doubt, to imposter syndrome, to fear-based thinking. It's about choosing to trust the process, even when that process is scary. So drop a one in the chat if you know you have some things that you need to let go of. Drop a one in the chat if you know that you've got some stuff that you need to let go of. And I see those ones coming through. Nicola, Seema, Marco, Emmy, Queenie, Mandy, Walter, they came through so fast. I can't even keep up with them. Carly, Ang, I see them coming through. Amazing. Rolling on to my second quote. You are what you do, not what you say you will do. So this quote is all about accountability and action. You see, you can have the best intentions, you can have the most amazing ideas, you can talk the biggest game, but if you're not putting it into motion, it's just noise. That's all it is. It's just noise. What defines you is the consistent actions that you take, not just the promises that you make. You see, because people remember what you show them, not what you tell them. Building trust with yourself and with others is all about the follow through, not just the dreams that you're whispering, okay? So, execution. This quote reminds you that execution is key because anybody can brainstorm, anybody can sit down on a call, on a session, and brainstorm together, right? But leaders actually get to action. Leaders actually do something about it. So this quote, the reason why I love this quote so much is a fierce reminder that your brand, your reputation, your impact is built on what you deliver. So really, to me, living by this quote really fuels a mindset of integrity and self-respect because every action you take helps to build up your confidence, right? Every step forward says, I am the person who does what they say they're going to do. So drop a two in the chat. Drop a two in the chat if you know that you need to stick to your word a little bit more, not just to other people, but to yourself as well. And I am seeing those twos coming through. James, Melanie, Louisa, Marco, Nicola, those twos are coming through. I love it. Amazing, amazing. Just switching on my phone. I'm starting to get hot and excited already. I'm only on quote number two. All right. So let's move on to number three. Let's move on to number three. You are getting close. That's why it's getting tough. And listen, the way that my life has been going recently, I have this in big bold letters. You are getting close. That's why it's getting tough. I have been, Emmy loves this one too. Listen, I have been tested in ways, woo, listen, that would take a whole nother session. But this quote, right? This is when you, this is the quote that you think about when you're deep in the trenches, when everything is going wrong. It's a reminder that the hardest battles often come right before the breakthrough. When you are on the edge of something big, the pressure, the doubts, the obstacles, they all turn up the heat. This is when the enemy comes into full blast, not because you're failing, but because you are about to level up. So this is when all the tests come through. But listen, there is no testimony without the test. Write that one down. That's a big one. There is no testimony. You cannot give testament to how bad things were and how good things are now unless you had a test, right? So in life, everything feels overwhelming, right? When everything feels overwhelming, it's so easy to think about giving up. But this is the moment when you have to double down because your next level is right on the other side of not quitting, right? These are the moments when your sales are going to start to stall, when clients are going to start to get tricky, when your tech starts to fail, when your energy dips. That is not a sign to back off. That is the universe checking up and you're going, bro, or as the young people say now, bruh, are you really sure? Are you really sure you're ready for this blessing? Right? What this means is stay the course and watch the doors open because the success is about to roll in. This is where you build that mindset of resilience and faith over fear. It's about recognizing that challenges are not stop signs, okay? They are proof that you are on the brink of breakthrough. So drop a three. Drop a three in the chat. If you know you're being tested because something big is coming, the universe is about to drop some blessings on your life right now. And this is why you're being tested. This is why, you know what? This is why when you get up in the morning and you're about to do something big, your car doesn't start. This is why, something, you're out and all of a sudden you spill something on your clothes when you're about to go to the interview. Something always happens when you are on the brink of success. And I see those threes coming into the chat. Absolutely amazing. This is my favorite quote. Can you tell by how fired up I got with that one? Let's move on to the next one. You cannot heal in the same environment where you got sick. This is a real one. This one is real because it reminds us that healing, whether it's emotional, mental, physical, it requires a shift in environment because you cannot expect to thrive if you're still surrounded by the same negative people, by the same negative energy, by the same patterns, the same places that hurt you. Okay? Healing sometimes it demands new spaces, it demands new mindsets, it demands new circles, even when it's hard to walk away, especially when it's hard to walk away. Okay, so in life, this might mean leaving behind a toxic friendship. This might mean leaving a draining job. It might mean stepping out of your hometown energy if that is what's keeping you small, if that's what's keeping your mindset small. Because healing is nurtured in spaces that grow you, right? That feed your growth and not your wounds. And it could mean upgrading your circle. It might mean choosing to collaborate with someone new. It might mean building new networks and learning from those who pour into you and stretch you, okay? Instead of those people that are draining you. It's about saying no to staying comfortable and saying and coming out of what is familiar, okay? And it also helps. This quote helps you to build a mindset of self-respect. I want to say radical, like really out there self-respect. It teaches you that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is choose peace over familiarity. Okay? Even when it feels scary, because healing happens when you rebuild your environment to match your new standards. So drop a what number are we on? 4. I think we're on a 4. Drop a 4 in the chat if you know that you might need to change your environment. You're ready to change your environment, to up your game, to look for new people, new opportunities, new places to get you to where you need to go. And I see those 4s coming in. Deborah, Nana, Marco. I see those 4s coming in fast and furious. James, Carly, amazing, amazing, amazing. Let's roll on to the next one. Number 5. Nothing is scarier than avoiding your full potential. Nothing is scarier than avoiding your full potential. Listen, this quote right here, it flips fear on its head. It's not the risks, it's not the failures, and even the unknown. The unknown, that's the real fear. The scariest thing is waking up one day and realizing that you've been playing it small, that you hid from your gifts, that you never became the person that you were born to be. So avoiding your potential feels safe. It feels safe in the moment, but long term, it leads to regret. It leads to emptiness. It leads to that heavy what if feeling. And listen, you are way too powerful. How many people on this call tonight? Each and every one of you on this call tonight, you are way too powerful to leave your best on the table. Do you understand? This is a wake up call to start saying yes to bigger dreams, to start saying yes to louder voices and to higher standards, even when it is scary. Because the future you, well, thank you. Listen, there's only 2 people in life you need to please. Let me tell you who those 2 people are. Your 8-year-old self that's looking out in the world with wonder and amazement, and your 90-year-old self that's looking back and hoping that you did the right thing. Your 90-year-old self has to look back on you and be proud, and your 8-year-old self has to look up at you and be like, oh, I'm going to be that one day. So as long as you are making those 2 people happy in your life, you're doing well, right? So this quote makes you realize it's not about sitting on your offers. It's not about sitting on your voice. is about showing up. Showing up where you are, messy, imperfect, bold, because your potential is tied to the people that you are meant to serve. And if you are playing shy and quiet and you're holding back, there are people out there that are losing out because you are not living in your true potential. Okay, so this creates having this quote in your mind creates a fear of mediocrity. Because I for sure don't want to be mediocre. And I hope none of you on this call are happy to be mediocre in life, okay? It shifts you from a what if I fail mindset to a what if I never tried? And that is what lights a fire on you. So drop a fire in the chat. If you know you need to live up to your full potential, if you know there are people out there that are waiting for you to live up to your full potential, and I see them vibes coming in fast and furious, absolutely amazing. I see them still flowing in. So, moving right on to number 6. Sometimes you have to go to war with yourself to fix yourself. Okay, so this right here, this is about facing your own demons. This is about calling out your own excuses. It's about holding yourself accountable, even when it's messy and uncomfortable. Because growth isn't always pretty. Sometimes healing looks like battling your laziness. It comes to battling your fears. It comes to battling your toxic habits. It comes to battling your comfort zones. Because sometimes loving yourself means fighting yourself. Not to tear yourself down, but to build yourself up into the person you have always meant to be. You see, in life, this quote really reminds you that inner peace comes after inner war. Okay, you have to confront the parts of you that are holding you back. Holding you back. You need to confront the old coping mechanisms, the bad patterns, the hurt that you haven't dealt with, and fight for the healed, whole version of yourself. Right? And this is like I'm talking about things behind the scenes, like fighting procrastination, fighting comparison. I say this all the time: it's you versus you. So stop comparing. It's about fighting imposter syndrome. The inner battles are the secret to your outward success. So winning them daily is what builds up that unstoppable momentum, right? So this quote here is really giving you a mindset of self-discipline, but also self-leadership. And it's realizing, and this is gonna hit some of y'all part of this call, is realizing that nobody is coming to save you. You gotta take some responsibility for yourself. Nobody is coming to save you. You have to show up and fight for the man or for the woman that you know you can be, even when nobody is watching. So drop a what number be on? 6. Drop a 6 in the chat for me. Drop a 6 in the chat. You know you need to show up for yourself. Nobody's coming to save you. And I'm seeing them 6 coming through. Carly, Queenie, Marco, Seema, Louisa, Deborah, Shane, Amazing, Rosalind, James, Nicola, JJ. I love it. I love the 6s. I love the 6s. Let me grab some water. I'm getting pumped up. Listen, don't be scared to start over. Do not be scared to start over. You might like your new story better, right? So this one is like a soul hug. It's a soul hug and a battle cry at the same time because starting over feels scary. Because when you're starting over, you feel like it's a failure. But let me tell you, it's not. Starting over is courage. Okay? Starting over is wisdom. It's choosing to say, I deserve better. I believe that there's more. And I am worth the risk. Because sometimes the first version of your life, your business, your dream, your love story is just a rough draft. Your next chapter could be everything that you have been praying for and asking for and visualizing, okay? But you'll never know if you stay stuck in fear. So your new story, your new life might be more beautiful. It might be better aligned. It might feel like finally coming home to yourself. And let me tell you this. You hold the pen to your future. You write it. Yeah, you write it. So this quote really gives you permission to reinvent yourself, to press the reboot button, to rebuild without shame. Because starting over isn't weakness. I'm going to say that again. It is wisdom. Starting over is wisdom. It's about pivoting when something no longer feels right. Okay? and trusting that your best work is still ahead of you and it's not behind you. This one here, it locks in that growth mindset that all of us entrepreneurs need to have, that growth mindset, knowing that endings are not a punishment. Okay, endings are not a punishment. They are invitations because every single restart is a rebirth. So drop a 7 in the chat if you know you're not scared to start over no more. If you know that you're going to take that step because the next step might be more beautiful. It might be better aligned to your vision. It might be better aligned to your passion. And I'm seeing them sevens coming in. James, Queenie, Nana, Carolyn, Queenie, Seema, Andrew, Louisa, wow, Marco, Denise, Carly, Shane, Kelly, I left my marriage and changed my business plans. Amazing. And it must have been scary for you to do that, Kelly. It must have been terrifying, but you did it. You did it, and you've come over to the other side, and you can say, it's okay now. And that will give you strength. Oh, thank you, Seema. Thank you. So, as you know, so that was number 7. So as you know, I always leave you guys with a quote. And even though I've given you 7 quotes, I'm still going to give you another one. I'm still going to end it tonight with another quote. Your new life will cost you your old one. This quote right here, this is truth wrapped up in fire. The version of you that's confident, healed, fulfilled, unapologetic, does not exist. Actually, let me change that. Cannot exist in the same world where you kept the peace to stay small. Okay? This version of you doesn't live with the same routine. It doesn't hang with the same draining people. It doesn't keep telling yourself the same excuses to become that person you want to be, that highest, most free version of yourself. You have to be willing to shed the old skin like a snake. Shed it, just shed it, shed it. You need to be able to shed the old skin, the old stories, the survival mode, the comfort zone, the guilt, the fear. Your new life is waiting. You have to remember that. But your new life is not on sale. You have to pay full price with your old self. Okay, so this quote right here, this doesn't whisper. This is a warning. This is a call to action, right? Now, let me ask you this. I'm going to end by asking this. Are you willing to let go of what's familiar for what's possible? Drop a yes in the chat if you know that you now know that you need to be willing to let go of what is familiar so that you can get to what is possible in your life. And I'm seeing those yeses coming through. I'm seeing the agreement. Nicola, Queenie, Seema, Terry, Carolyn, Marco, Shane, Emmy. Yes. I'm seeing the yeses coming through. Carly, I did that in January and I left my old job. Yes, Andrew. Yes, you did. Ola, I see those yeses coming through. Absolutely amazing. Listen, you guys have been fired tonight. This topic got me fired more fired than I thought it was going to be, fair. But before we sign off, a few more things. For those of you that are new on the call, I want to invite you to join my exclusive invitation only school group, which is the Wealth Pioneers. Okay, and this is where you can find all the repeats of my old sessions. Okay, and there's all kinds of things in there. So you're going to find all kinds of mindset transforming strategies in there and a supportive community. And there's all sorts. So if you are not already in the group team, if you can drop the link into the chat, it will be there shortly. Just join the school group. When you get in there, introduce yourself so I know that you're there. Just let everyone know what you do because your next business partner might be in there. You never know. You never know. Just click the link, join up, and introduce yourself. Okay. Brilliant. Before I end off, I'm going to tell you what is this week's affirmation that we're going to be going by. And you know the rules, but well, some of you don't. But screenshot it, share it on your stories, give me a tag. But you need to be reading this out to yourself every day. This one is a big one. I am no longer available for playing small. I release who I was, and I rise fully into who I am called to be. I choose healing. I choose my power. I choose me. This is a big one. This is a big affirmation for this week. So guys, make sure you write that down, screenshot it. I'm going to also drop it in the school group in case I changed the screen and haven't seen it yet, but it's going to be there. Thank you, Carly. But this is a big affirmation. This one. When I say I choose me, like I feel that in every fiber of my being, I choose me. I choose my power. I call my power back to me. That's something that I say every single morning without fail. I call my power back to me. I choose my power. I choose me. So all that's left to be said now is thank you. I have really, really enjoyed sharing these quotes with you. These are quotes that I live by. Let me know your biggest takeaways from tonight's session in the chat in the school group. Make sure you are following me on Instagram. Give me a tag. Give me a tag. When you share those screenshots. And of course, make sure you click that school group and you're in there. And if you are on the recording on YouTube, remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. And if you would like to attend live, make sure you look for the school link, which is down below, and join us live. Yes, Seema, I am also on LinkedIn. I am also on LinkedIn. Look for my name. So make sure you are here next week. 7 p.m. UK time every Sunday, and invite anyone onto this call that needs a push, okay? Invite anyone onto this call that needs a push. So I'm just going to